tell us in a second, got like kind of trapped in the seatbelt for a second. And this video is Nuri asking Jill's Facebook following at the time for money and donations because the car that they were in was totaled, and Nuri lists all of these expenses that are coming up. And like Timothy was going to college at the time, they were going to do something else that summer. And what actually happened is they got right after this happened, they got donated a car. They also got donated a couple $1,000s, if I remember correctly, and they ended up using it for something differently because they didn't need it for a car. But it's a crazy story. I plan to hopefully go over it in a video at some point because I'm trying to like chunk the Rodrigues controversies into like little bite-sized videos because I tried to do like this whole introduction video to them and it just became like 2 hours long at one point and I'm like I gotta break this up because it just was a lot. Okay, so this is a screen recording from Facebook from the Instagram account Anat Nuri Rodrigues. They're great if you want to watch any of their like old. Is this like part of the screen recording? Looks like work um one of my old work sticky notes. But yeah, if you want to watch like retro Rodrigues videos from like 2015 onward, they're a great little like archive. I actually get a lot of videos from them. And so I'll go ahead and start it. Let me just real quick. I think this video is a little quiet. I'm going to check the volume here on the desktop. That should be okay. I'll turn it up just a little bit. Okay, so here we go.
Hello everybody, this is Nuri Rodrigues here. I thought I would just do a live video and
And if can't hear, let me know if anybody's can't hear or the
to share
sound's
my
weird
heart with
because
all of you
she
and
is very quiet.
explain how the accident happened and also I just want to thank all of you for your love and support and it means a lot to me and my sister. Um, it really encourages us.
Actually, that's really quiet. And I remember Ginger and Jeremy, the last video I did here was kind of kind of quiet. Okay, and now it's dropping frames again. I don't know how to freaking fix that, but I'm already live, so we'll just have to deal with it, I guess.
Us when we're, crying and different things. We just thank you for your love. I thought I would just explain how it happened. So yesterday is when it happened, and Kaylee and me were en route to go to Crossroads Pregnancy Center where we volunteer for, pro-choice for babies and stuff. We just volunteer, just do cleaning, whatever they need help with. Sometimes we'll do help them with mailers and stuff, different things like that. But anyways, we were on route going there, and as we got in the car, and it was hot outside, and we got in the car and then started driving, and then we
Can't do it like that. Also, I'm gonna be making little notes on the iPad too if you see me like looking
were
down
on a road, and I was just
because I did have notes like 3 pages to 5 pages of notes on this video that all got deleted by
I was
my
like, can you
app,
turn on the AC
which
because it's kind of
is
hot and the steering wheel was hot, making it hard to steer. And so, and then it seemed like it wasn't blowing any cold air. So then I just looked down for a moment to make sure she did it right. And it was right then when the road started to curve a little bit left. And then so I looked down for a minute and then looked back up and I swerved, and then there was like a big boulder rock right there, and it made me like bump into the rock, and it made me flip. Then the creek was right there, where and that was like the deepest part of the creek or ditch, um, the deepest part of the ditch, and then it was like a hill kind of. And so then when I
one thing I remember from watching this through the first time. is just like to warn you if you don't like this kind of thing. Nuri is very unprepared as far as talking, and she it's like gets a lot of a lot of filler words, and Jill does not have her notifications off on her phone. So there's a lot of vibrating and a lot of ding and a lot of little things like that. So if those things drive you absolutely insane, get prepared for that,
Hit the
or
rock
maybe
and it
exit out.
just made me tumble. And I was like, oh no, at that point, my
And I'm so sorry to pause again. I don't think there's any blood in this, unless they show that. I think they maybe at most show that one picture of Kaylee where she has a black eye, but I don't think they show the Facebook post where there's bloody pictures. If that turns out to be true, I'm so untrue. I'm so sorry,
heart was just like
but I don't think so.
racing when I hit the rock. And then I'm like, oh no, when it started to like go off to the side, it just made it, and then it just made it tumble. And I was just like, and then before I knew I was um, tumbled, and then I was under the water, and I just felt so panicked and like, oh, that was like, I felt so trapped, like I was trying to do everything I could to get out of the water, and there was nothing I could do. I was just trying to feel something I could grab, or trying to find my buckle, and there was like nothing. My whole head and like half my body was just like cemented into the like water where I couldn't do anything. And at first I thought my sister was under the water too. I thought we were both under the water. I didn't know, and she was like, so I kind of felt her nudging at me a little bit, but I thought that was her trying to get me to um help her and stuff. And I was just like panicked because I thought that was um I thought that was when I
This is just so cruel to do. Oh fuck. Okay, my camera got. Why is this not connected? Okay. I had a little camera glitch there. No, not weird. Anyway, this is just so cruel to do to Nuri. Like, this was a day, I think, less than 24 hours, maybe 24 hours after she got in this wreck that they went to the hospital for her, and that her sister got pretty banged up from.
the Lord
I just
had
think it's
chosen
so
to take me
mean,
home.
especially so mean to do just for money. Like, Jill basically made her do this for
I was
money.
like, it can't be so soon. Like, I was like ready to meet the Lord and stuff, and I was uh ready just to uh be with him and stuff. But I'm like, this can't be when the Lord is gonna take me home, and I can't leave my family.
No, that's the thing, and that's why it was so controversial at the time was because it just is so obviously not something she from the video that she chose to do. And Jill, of course, in her Facebook post made it sound like I think the exact way she worded it is that she wants to share her heart about the car wreck in a way that makes it sound like she wants to talk about what she went through. And it ends up being a grift. It ends up like being Jill's way to direct everybody to the GoFundMe.
And my
It's just
friends and
so,
stuff, and I still
so
told them
Jill.
I wanted a more of a chance, like to be able to be a witness for the Lord and stuff. I wanted to have more opportunities to witness to people and stuff and spread the gospel. And
Sorry, I
so
keep looking at myself.
I just felt so panicked, and I
I feel like I got something in my eye. Oh my
couldn't breathe, and I was just
God.
trying to gulp in air or gulp in water, and hoping that would help. And it just kept not, and I totally thought that's when I was gonna. That's when, and like when you're ready, feeling like that's when you're gonna die. It's like all these things race into your mind. It's just like such a panic you feel. And then I think right about the time that I was um probably ready to like faint or pass out, like I was feeling so panicked, and then right about the time I was ready to just faint, I all of a sudden realized I was above the water and breathing, and I would just like was so thankful to have air to breathe, and I was so thankful to Kaylee for rescuing my life. After that, I was just like um I'll be grateful for her for the rest of my life because she saved my life, and I was just like, oh, thank you, Lord.
So Nuri was the one trapped. I think the way she described it was with the seatbelt, and then Kaylee was the one, even though she got banged by the dashboard, she went and got Nuri out of there. Interestingly enough, and I won't talk about it much right now, but tack it on later towards the end, is this is not the only car accident Nuri has been a part of. She and Nathan actually got in one not very many
I was
years
so
later.
thankful, and then when we got when I was above the water, then we were trying to figure out a
And it's
way to get out
not
because
the
the
only
car
infraction
was
she
like
said. She said several.
there was so we were like looking, and then we were just calling out to the Lord to help us and stuff. And there was this little probably like that much space in the of the because Kaylee had rolled on the windows because it was hot, and so we were so thankful that the windows were rolled down. Otherwise, we don't know how we would have gotten out. But it was a little space, and so we didn't. Kayla's like, I can't fit through that. That's too small. But then I was like, oh, what are we gonna do? And then I said, start digging the rocks like underneath to make a bigger area. Like so, she started digging and stuff and made enough room for her to like squeeze out, and then she squeezed out, then I squeezed out
It's
behind her.
um in regards to the Christian, like the funny buzzword comments, you should have seen the original comments on this Facebook post when Jill posted it. She limited the people who could comment on it, but it was all her church friends, and it was almost like 90% people just, wow, what a beautiful, like good Christian, what a beautiful Christian girl, what a great Christian, like that was all anybody could say. Nobody could say like, "Wow, so sorry." Like, I mean, some people did say, "So sorry you went through this," or "Wow, what a horrible thing to go through." It was just all praising Nuri for like all the Christian buzzwords and all the little Christian like, I wanted to do more serving, spreading the gospel. I wanted to do, et cetera, et cetera. It just like the comments that Jill did allow to stay up on the post, which is still up on Facebook. You actually can go see them. Um, are very uncomfy. Just uncomfy to see when this girl who was very young at the time is talking about what she believes was a near-death experience and how scared she was, and
And then when we got out, we were just like
a
hugging each
weird thing to
other and
focus on.
crying and stuff, and just so thankful that the Lord had saved our lives and stuff, and just feeling so blessed.
Also, not to pause so soon after, but this comment right here from Gretchen, she should not be driving at all ever again if adjusting the AC caused her to crash. That is so, I mean, I know this is on like a snark account, but that's so harsh. That to Gretchen's point though, like I said, Marie did get in several car incidents over the next few years.
That the Lord heard us, and so, anyways, that is how um the accident happened, and I'm just so thankful that the Lord saved my life, and I just want to serve the Lord my whole life long. I just want to please Him. And the night before the accident,
Oh, this is
I had
awful.
just prayed that the Lord would just take out any um pride or anything that was in my heart that wasn't pleasing to Him, and that I would just be the best Christian that I knew how to be.
Oh
So
gosh, Marie.
um, I was just thanking God. I was like, Lord, if that's how you would all wanted to humble me or do to get any sort of thing in my heart that wasn't pleasing to you, I just thank you. If that's what you had to do. Um, and
That was let me make a note of that, like that timestamp, because that is one of the worst things, in my opinion, she says in this, and not like bad in a way that it's like offensive. It's just like what a sad mindset that you think God, that you're thanking God for doing this to you. He had to put you upside down in a car and almost drowned you, trapped in your seatbelt to make you a better person, I guess. I there was like a time in my life where I like would that logic would make sense to me, like, oh, okay, like sometimes he has to do drastic things, but being so far removed from that and hearing somebody use that logic to describe something really awful that happened to them that was just an accident is it's very sad, and it makes me very sad for Nari that that was what she believed and probably still believes about that.
I think for me, I feel like probably maybe pride is the thing that it seems like
Especially when this seemed to be pretty traumatic for
I'm
her.
always putting down, I'm always asking the Lord, take any pride that's from my heart. Like every time we sing and stuff on the platform, I'm always trying to pray, Lord, please help me not to be prideful and stuff. And so, anyways, and then uh,
Yes, yeah, that was another thing Jill put in the post, and she scrubbed that completely from Facebook and her blog, but she did originally say, for anybody watching this now or later who doesn't know, that um, infamously that she was lucky her daughters were so skinny they could get out of the car, like just horrible, like the worst possible way she could have talked about or dealt with this. Jill, she did. Like she made every horrible decision you could make when it comes to exploiting your traumatized children, whether it was taking pictures of bloody Kaylee in the hospital and posting them all over Facebook, or saying, thanking God her daughters were skinny enough to survive the accident, or just like making Nuri, being like, Nuri, just pointing the camera at Nuri, saying nothing, and be like, okay, talk about your car wreck, make sure to squeeze in the GoFundMe. It's just so tacky
then
and
after
bad.
the
That was my
accident,
finger.
um, I was just got out, and then our neighbors were there and called 911 and stuff, and then I just asked the neighbor if he would call my parents. So I gave him the phone number, and then he called my parents, and then Daddy came first, and he was so sweet. He was just so glad that we were safe, and just hugged me and said it was okay and stuff. And then I just said I was so sorry. And he just was like, and just was like, he did not, oh, do not feel sorry and stuff. We're just glad you're alive and stuff. And then they got me strapped um, in the ambulance and stuff, and got Kaylee all in. And then that's when Daddy quickly went down to get Mama, and Mama came in and just was like
Oh,
weeping and crying and said, "We're
I saw the like little delay on the iPad, like out of the corner of my eye. I missed it because I was like making a note of a timestamp that Kaylee in the iPad. I forgot Kaylee was in the eye
so
patch.
glad that you're still
I
alive,
remember that.
we can imagine life without
I've been
you."
around here
Um, and she just
a
was
little
hugging
while.
me and stuff, and I just felt so like
Also, the another thing, like in my original notes, her hands. She's wringing her hands. Like that is such an obvious sign of intense like anxiety to me. It makes me feel so bad for her. She's obviously not comfortable talking about this, and she obviously still. It was only a day after this happened, and it's just so uncomfortable to watch Jill just silently pointing the camera, except for when her phone goes off at Nari while she's crying and wringing her hands and like, saying she's glad God did this to her.
relieved and
So
stuff, and
sad.
just glad to be alive. And so then then we got to the hospital, and they uh brought me and Kayla, and just asking us questions and stuff, um and then just did our CAT scans and different things to make sure we were okay. But thankfully, I'm so thankful. The only thing that is really just my hand with stitches, and then my bruised elbow, and then just a sore, bruised body that I just feel sore and stuff. But that was like nothing compared to what lots of people like our Amy and stuff went through with being paralyzed and stuff. And I'm just so thankful for the Lord's mercy. Um, um, but now I just, as I was laying in the hospital bed, I just felt, so my parents didn't make me feel bad at all. They just kept hugging me and saying it's okay and stuff, and saying how much they loved me and how much they were glad that, we were okay. And they said, car and the things that were in the car are repairable. They said, but um, your lives are not. And they just were so thankful that we were rescued. They said the Lord was with you and stuff. But
Yeah, gotta throw that in since you're gonna be bringing up the GoFundMe and the replacing the car next on your mom's behalf.
now I just was like thinking, oh, I felt so bad about the car because, as it is, Daddy, Timothy's trip out west was unexpected, and we were already scraping our pennies. Daddy always makes sure um, food is on the table and always takes care of us. And even though sometimes it's hard, it could be with being full-time ministry and stuff, and is always providing and stuff. But then Timothy's trip, unexpectedly, the college that he's gonna go to told him that he could take the first year of college online, but then at the last minute, so we've been preparing.
So this is a weird story that I wonder if it's true or not because this is part of my notes that survived this whole story about Timothy when he this is when he first was going to go to pilot college or missionary pilot college or whatever, the Moody Bible Institute in Washington State, I believe. And they originally apparently told him, according to Jill in her blog, that he could do it the first year all online. It would be fine. He didn't have to do any practical training until after his first year or something like that. And then because of a math class, she says he couldn't do the math class remotely. And so he had to go in person unexpectedly. They found out like a few months, and Jill like says some pretty harsh things about the school and the people she talked to about like regarding all of that, but I feel like she must have just had a really fundamental misunderstanding of how that school or university worked or Moody Bible Institute. It's a religious institution, but it's a very weird story that doesn't add up. I don't know why you wouldn't be able to take a math class remotely. According to Jill, it added like 10,000 plus dollars or something like that onto his bill for the semester, as opposed to if he could have taken it remotely. And as you know, most people or anybody who follows these guys closely knows that didn't work out. And Timothy ended up going to another flight school closer to them in Ohio, and then that didn't work out, and it was just, kind of a snowball effect after that. But that this story is weird to me because I don't know, it doesn't make sense, you know,
For months that he would be able to take the
except as a vehicle to say we're going to be spending a lot of money in the future, or we have spent a lot of money, we can't replace this car, or we need financial assistance, which is something Jill and David are both known to kind of insinuate without
rest
saying
of
it.
college online. But now he has to move there because of certain math classes and stuff that he can't take. And he thought he would
Why
have to
wouldn't
fly
you?
out there maybe a couple times, but he still they still said you can just fly out a couple times for the few classes, but then you can do the rest online. So that's what he was thinking. But now all of a sudden we have to take a whole trip out west, um, which is going to be extremely
Which that doesn't, it just doesn't make any sense to me because anybody who's gone to like college in the United States, and I know again it's a Bible institute, so a religious institution, so maybe there's different rules, but it just doesn't make any sense to me that um, he would have to do that for a math class. And I see there's like 10 seconds left. This isn't the end of the video, so I'm gonna have to switch to the the part I've done in chunks because I don't think Anat Nuri had the whole video.
expensive with the RV and stuff. I mean, we have church and we have churches to we're gonna sing out as we take a trip out west. So
Of course. Okay, yeah. Or maybe I only recorded that much, but let me switch over here. As I did record the original from, okay, this is I have in the titles all the scraping pennies and begging and expenses. I think that's where we're at for my own like
and
reference sake.
stuff went through with being paralyzed and stuff, and I'm just so thankful
Oh, we're
for the
past
Lord.
that.
Sometimes it's hard. It could be with being full-time ministry and stuff. Our pennies, Daddy always makes sure food is on the table and always takes care of us. And even though sometimes it's hard,
Yeah, the scraping pennies is really sticks out. I think we heard this part though. She says it a few times though. It's hard to know which.
he's gonna go to told him that he could take the first year of
Oh
college
yeah, okay.
online, but then at the last, um, which is going to be extremely expensive with a couple times for the few classes, but then you can do the rest online.
Or we'll
So
just
that's
go
what
from
he's
there.
thinking. But now all of a sudden we have to take a whole trip out west, um, which is
Not
going to
just
be
West
extremely
Washington
expensive
State.
with the RV and stuff. I mean, we have and then we have churches to we're going to sing at as we take a trip out west. So it's just like now it's just even that much more. Daddy's scraping his pennies and um, just trusting that the Lord will provide for that trip. Um, and every month, because
Here's a genuine question I have. If I don't know, Jill, I don't know if you search your name on YouTube or whatever, but like if you're trusting God will provide, how does that uh, if you're making a video ultimately to ask people to donate money? Oh, I think it's dropping. I'm so sorry if the video is stuttering or something. I got a notification that frames are dropping, which means that the frame rates aren't matching up, and that might be some interruptions. I'm so sorry about that. I'm still trying to figure all of this out, especially this new software I'm using. Um, what was I saying? Oh, if you, so you trust that God will provide, but you're still asking your Facebook followers if they can donate money to a, is that trusting that God will provide? I don't know.
we're in the ministry, we've raised support and stuff, but Daddy doesn't make nearly for our support too. But God just always provides, just like He just prays, and Daddy cannot like get another
This is also the time that they were they became notorious for grifting. They became notorious for kind of asking for money a lot. And there's a lot of rumors that they've burned a lot of bridges, even within, that's a heck of a place to pause. Even within like the independent fundamentalist Baptist community, because of how much they kind of take and don't necessarily reimburse people. Um, which I mean, a great solution to that would be Jill could have gotten a job outside of the house. Um, they could have, had a I know at this point it's after the fact, had a manageable amount of kids, but Jill always likes to brag that David, her husband, would not let her get a job outside of the house because traditional values and all of that. But um, I think it's dropping the frames again. But would have been a great solution for scraping pennies and not being able to afford unpredictable life circumstances like
job because
this.
he's so busy in the print shop, and he's working
Oh,
downstairs right now, and he's just like
I'm sorry, Sarah. I was only looking at my notes. It's daddy as in David Rodriguez. It's her actual daddy, not well, when she says God will provide, so she's also talking about Sky Daddy, but when she says daddy scraping pennies, she does mean David Rodriguez daddy, who apparently won't let any women go out and get, because there were several older teenagers, or I think she's an adult. I think Doree was technically an adult this time too, but because of their gender, they couldn't go out and get jobs to help contribute to this humongous family and all their costs. So he just had to rely on the Lord and scrape those pennies.
it's a 24/7. He's swamped in the print shop. It's like he gets up, he before any of us is down in the print shop, and then he has a little relaxation time, hardly like maybe 2 hours at night or something, then back to bed, then get up and back to the grind of just printing and stuff. So there's no way he can get another job to raise the money for another car. And then I was trying to think of so
So, oh, I know she meant him. I'm just like, pick a lane, girl. apparently Sky Daddy and Real Daddy cannot cannot
I was
provide.
trying to think of a way that I could like help him out
Only Daddy Jill with her Plexus money and all the grifting the
and
girls
stuff.
do
So I
can
was like,
provide
maybe if I
girl
like did a
power.
banquet or something, I had like $80 in my wallet, and I'm like, maybe if I use
Ugh.
that $80 to
And then she mentions this that she only has $80 on her, but she was going to use it to throw a banquet to raise money to get a new car. It's just so sad,
um get
but
make food and
purposefully.
stuff and do a banquet or something, a fundraiser banquet. But honestly, I was like, I do not have time for that because we have to make our family's gonna make
Then
ends
why
meet,
mention
and we
it?
have so much going on that I just didn't felt like I had time to plan a whole banquet. So I was trying to think of another way, and I was thinking something online I could do, and I wasn't sure how you did it online, like how you raised money online. But then so I was kind of
Find
asking my mom
out.
about it and stuff, and then she helped me, told me that there's like a go go to me fund. So I wasn't exactly, so I wanted to do that, but I wasn't
Not
exactly
quite.
sure how to set it up. So she helped me get it set up, and so
You think that's real ignorance or feigned ignorance, the go to me fund thing. And of course, Jill figured it out though, don't worry.
um, I it's kind of a big goal, but I was like, there's so many. Daddy always
Oh, I'm so sorry to pause so many times in a row. What she says is it was a kind of a big goal. She is not kidding. The original goal, I'll try to find a screenshot after this, was like $20,000 or something. I think they raised not even maybe $2,000, but the original goal was crazy for a new used car or just to they describe it as just a car to run errands in or for the teenagers to, go back and forth from their obligations. $20,000 to replace this old tiny car they had.
provides for us so good, but there is
Does he?
always so many stresses on his shoulders of trying to provide, and now all of this, the car, and we need a car because um, when we take the RV, we don't have anything like if we're all hooked up at the campground and we forgot diapers or milk or something.
This is
Daddy
another
has to unhook the whole RV.
this is another part where she kind of like gets a little more like nervous energy, which to me says that like this is uncomfortable for her to do, but I'm sure Jill's given her all these talking points like mention you only have $80 in your pocket, mention you were going to try to do a banquet with that somehow, mention we need this car because otherwise daddy has to drive the RV to the Walmart when we need diapers. Like,
Then go back to the store and get it. So it's like we're desperate. And then when we're home,
oh,
lots of times
Snuggles.
someone's using the van, and we need a car for like to run errands and different things. It's just a desperate need. And then also, Daddy is gonna take a trip to New York to get um, our grandma because she hasn't seen little Grandma Janessa yet. So he needs a car for that, and it's just like that, and then that's a whole nother expense too. So if you could just, my goal was to raise, I know it's $20,000, and I know it probably is a lot, but I mean, we are just, I'm just asking you if you could just please consider, doing at least just a little something, even if you can't do a lot, but just like maybe a little something to just maybe help me out and try to raise that.
This was in 2018 money too. You could get a good used car just for errands for like a quarter of that. Especially like I don't know.
Money for him. Um, and so, anyways, and just remember that your efforts will be eternally rewarded, and that God sees, and that
Hold
it
on, I
will
gotta
just
note
mean
that.
so much to me, and it will just cheer me up, feeling like I could
Jill on Jill's notes too. She's like, make sure to tell them God will reward you if you give us the
help somehow.
money.
Um, and
So bad.
make me not feel so bad about it all. Not that anyone made me feel bad. I just feel bad. And my
And I just want to clarify, especially like for people who can't, I don't know if you could be able to see the chat if you're watching this later. I'm not laughing at Nuri being sad and traumatized. She absolutely, I understand that. It's just ludicrous because all these things that she's saying are so, I don't know another way to describe it, but so Jill coded. Like it's just, it feels to me so obvious, and probably anybody who's familiar with Jill Rodriguez, that these are things she brought up and this was her idea. And Nuri seems so uncomfortable and upset, and she's saying things like, give us $20,000, God will reward you. You know, my dad can provide. He's scraping his pennies all the time, but he can't provide in this case. It's just insane. I'm laughing because it's insane.
Parents are the best parents in the whole world. I can never ask for better parents than them. I just feel so blessed. I feel like the most blessed daughter in the world.
And to let her daughter go online and say, I feel so bad, this is my fault. And she doesn't say anything. She just points the camera at her and just is like, keep going, keep going. Don't mention the GoFundMe. Tell them where you can find the link. Like, who would let their daughter do that? Or who wouldn't just like even chime in and be like, of course it's not your fault. Of course this was not your fault. Like, it's just
And
so bad.
and I have such wonderful siblings and such a wonderful church family, and I just feel like God is so good to me. And so I'm just asking you if you could just please consider this, and it would mean so much to me just to be able to help out a little bit. And um we're gonna like post a link um uh after this video, so you can go to that link and
Oh, I think I have to move to the last chunk now. It's pretty short, the last little piece here. If I can find it. Oh, end link, yeah. I don't even know what it is. I think it's just her telling them to go.
and I just feel like God is so good to me. And so I'm just asking you if you could just please consider this, and it would mean so much to me just to be able to help out a little bit. And um we're gonna like post a link um uh after this video, so you can go to that link, and if you um feel burdened.
Do you think Jill decided on such a big number because she thought people would assume Nuri was too dumb to know how much a car costs? Maybe. Maybe she thought, I think she thought that Nuri crying on live would motivate people to donate money in a big way, and she was trying to capitalize on that. Genuinely, I don't think she thought she was only going to get a couple $1,000s max. I thought she thought people with scenery mentioning with all those funny buzzwords thrown in and just, want to be throwing money at her like a stripper on Saturday.
For, and just I have the whole go-to fund set up for that. So anyways, thank you so much, everybody, and thank you for watching, and I love you all, and thank you for letting me share my heart with you.
And my GoFundMe link. Thank you for letting me share my heart and my GoFundMe link. Um, what was I gonna look at here? Am I in the Rodriguez folder? I was gonna try to find the original because I just saved a bunch of those. Oh, here we go. Well, there's a bunch of them. Hold on. Try to find the original amount that they got. Oh, Jesus, sorry. Should have trigger warning that we used Kaylee's bloody face. Of course. They got out of $20,000 that they wanted to raise, they got $2,852. I think this is just the description. Yeah, that's just more of the same. Oh, yeah. Aware Nuri again in the description. Please, like, pleads for help. Jill in her posts, she did add in one of like the more recent like posts right after the accident. P.S. I think our car is totaled, concerned face. Pray that God would provide for that. We assured the girls not to worry about the ruined cell phone or destroyed car. Did you? They are the ones that we are beyond grateful that they are okay. Okay, but you mentioned it in the Facebook post. Um, Interesting choice. And then the original, oh, Jill like copy and pasted her Facebook post into her blog for some fucking reason. This is just her saying Marie's gonna go live at 7 tonight. Right after that, she says, very sore girls today and buckets full of tears. Please continue to pray. Satan is on a rampage to attack us, pressing onward for the glory of God. Satan, I don't know, is responsible for the car crash? Maybe. Don't know really what she means by that. Oh, and this is the post that she made after uh, they had posted the GoFundMe, asked everybody for $20,000, and then this is what happened with that. We thank each and every one of you for your generous donations you gave to help us get a car. However, God miraculously provided a car through a giving. It's dropping frames. Hold on. I'm gonna. Okay, she's back. God, I hope this is not going to be a nightmare to edit. God miraculously provided a car through a giving lady at our church. Now we are using the money Nuri raised to make the car towable. We have to purchase a tow dolly, and that will cost approximately $3,000. So we thank you for the money donated. You have shown us the grace of God, blah, 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 blah. So they didn't even use it for a car. Nuri did all of that, crying on Facebook Live. They raised $2,000. It were almost $3,000. Interesting that that lines up exactly with the amount it cost to do whatever the hell Jill's talking about. Um, and they didn't even use it for a car. They just got a car donated to them by somebody. And I think that's the last one. Oh, this is just the original $20,000 goal that they had. Okay, so that's Nuri's Facebook Live. Just as sad as I remember it. I think the other thing, I didn't have any other, like, except for small clips that I need to go back and make notes on. So if you want to stick around, I'm gonna watch Jill's newer video that she posted, unless it's super long. If it's over a half hour, I might not be able to do that. Wait, not Creator Studio. What are you doing? But yeah, don't feel obligated to stick around. I was gonna watch this video anyway. Where's the newer one? 20 hours ago. What? Oh, she's posted 3 videos in the last 24 hours. Interesting. We'll do one of the shorter ones. Let's do this one. And I'm gonna go get something real quick while her wonderful intro is playing. I'll be right back. See you, Sarah. Thanks for being here. I was just reading through the chat real quick. Okay, BRB. many times has she put this intro through photo play? It sounds crusty as hell. Crispy and crusty as hell. Also, she's so behind on YouTube. This is from Thanksgiving. Everybody looking very enthusiastic about being filmed. Oh, hello, Jack. Hey, buddy. How you doing? I feel like we've seen this picture a few times. I keep forgetting these two are have a bun in the oven. I remember this ornament because it just, I don't know, just the way it's laid out as the baby, it makes it seems like the baby, it makes it seem like the baby's name is Surprise. Surprise, due July 2025.
Oh, I like bees.
Yes.
Happy Thanksgiving. Dear Mimi and Poppy. I can't wait to meet you all, even my aunts and uncles and cousins. I can't wait to meet you all, even my is the name right now. Newman,
She
Newman,
said the
Gideon,
same thing.
Naomi, and then Surprise.
Baby Surprise Rodriguez. You know, that might be my Tumblr tag for Timothy and Heidi's baby is Surprise Rodriguez. Tag for Timothy and Heidi's baby is Surprise Rodriguez. My hair is like stuck in the.
May I introduce you to this friend of mine
I'm about over the long hair, I tell you what.
who hangs
I
out
don't know
the
how these girls deal with it
stars,
all the time.
tells the sun when to shine, and kisses the flowers each
There's baby
morning
Surprise.
with dew. Oh, but he
I don't know why I think that's so funny. It's really not that funny. Don't you just love Jill's YouTube videos are just the last 3 to 6 months of Facebook and Instagram stories strung together in 20 minutes of nonsense? Yeah, that's basically all they are these days. It's just like, yeah, Heidi's like this close to having a baby, and she just posted the announcement. And these days, it really is just her Facebook and Instagram stories. She officially closed down her blog on the Rodrigues Family Ministries or whatever, and I wouldn't be surprised if she ends up stopping YouTube too, with how little effort she puts into it. Gotta hear some caterwauling. That's mean. I've never heard this guy sing or her dad sing, so I shouldn't say that. That's not true. Yes, I have. What am I talking about? I just don't remember. It all blends together. Look at those skirts.
Shine, shine like a rainbow, shine. I'm gonna shine, shine, shine like rainbow, shine. I'm gonna shine, shine. Praise with me.
Talk about Facebook and Instagram nonsense. I also loves when she gives us like a 5-second clip of a song and then cuts it off like mid-word just to go to another loud song.
All my songs shall be near my God to me.
Oh, I actually like this stem a lot.
Nearer my God to He's my
They look nice. God, imagine at family Thanksgiving you had to like be prepared to do a performance. Oh, this was so weird. They made like they made something weird. Jill's turning all the way up. It's like mashed berries or something like that. Are you gonna tell us? Or did I miss it? Oh, it's the weird casserole. We were having like a whole discussion on Tumblr trying to figure out what the heck this it looks like a macaroni salad with potatoes and chicken and she puts like a million other things on top of it, including red onion. Also, one of my favorite Jill social media things is when she records herself cooking like that, like the way she just did that like knife thing and now she's grabbing the onion like that with her claws. I just think that's so funny. Okay. Lunch meat of various kinds on the macaroni salad. Added sausage. Forgot about this. It would almost be a breakfast casserole if there wasn't that weird potato chicken macaroni concoction. More cheese. She calls it sausage casserole. There's a lot more things with sausage in that. looks fairly normal. Sorta. It really is just her Instagram stories. I wonder, like, does she not save the video or take a video of this that she posts, or she just posts it directly to Instagram? Happy Thanksgiving. Well, it's near damn near May. God, she loves a traditional Christian woman selfie, doesn't she? Again, how many times has this been through photo play? Thanks for watching. Okay, guys, that's enough Rodriguez's for me for today. Thank you if you stuck around. Oh God, Myrtle Beach Christmas? Are you kidding me? Again, it's damn near May. Thank you if you stuck around, or even just watched the beginning, or even if you watch this after the fact. Um, Not sure what I'll be doing next, but I'll definitely keep y'all posted. But yep, see you guys. Thanks for being here. Bye. Oh, hold on though. I'm way far away from the button. Oh God. I'm seeing my playback and it looks really behind. I'm sorry if this froze a bunch. Again, the dropped frames I think are going to be a problem. I'm going to have to figure out between now and the next video. But anyway, sorry. Got off on a tangent. Thank you. Bye guys. See you later.